What are signs of depression that aren't talked about? Memory loss. I honestly can't remember half of my life. Edit, I didn't expect so many people to react. Not everyone has this, and that's okay. We all struggle with our mental illnesses in different ways. As long as we seek help, get better, and educate others, that's all that matters. The 12 to 18 hours of sleep, and you still wake up feeling like crap. Anger. Before I was diagnosed with depression, any small significant thing set me off, but since it would mainly happen while I was working, I had to bite my tongue. I would be in a rotten mood all the time. So, if someone starts to be really angry all the time or really only complains about situations they absolutely can't change, here's looking at you retail, and you notice they haven't genuinely been happy in a long time, it could be depression. Being comfortable, being so uncomfortable in life. Wanting to be happy and have a great life. But being comfortable in your misery and not having the energy or willingness or care to change it. Edit, can't believe my highest voted comment is about how my head works. It's at 7 something thousands upvotes and a load of comments. If anything, it's good to not feel alone. I hope each and every one of you can get something from the comments. Even if it is just that. You're not alone. Not being interested in things you used to enjoy. Random bursts of motivation and happiness for maybe a day or so before going right back to apathy. Edit, kinda worrying that this is my top comment. Stay strong, okay? It's gonna be okay, y'all. It might not seem like it, but it will, one day. Inability to make a simple decision. Some nights I struggle for hours trying to figure out what to eat for dinner. Inability to focus. Imagine having to do homework but other members of your family are having a conversation. All attention goes to the conversation. Then you realize that you're listening to the conversation and not doing homework, so you spend time mentally beating yourself up because you can't even focus for one freaking minute. General apathy. Not deep dark soul-crushing pain or sadness, just feeling nothingness towards everything. You lose interest in your hobbies, things don't make you happy or sad, you just sort of exist and go through the motions. Addition, the fact that this is so widespread is disheartening, you guys. On the other hand, for what it's worth, whatever you're going through, you're not alone. I went through a long period of this personally and came through the other side, and so can you. Please give yourself extra grace right now with this COVID wildness going on around the globe. Maybe you are in a mode of self-preservation just to get through, or maybe not. I hope you are able to speak with a licensed professional, or at least a trusted friend. Stay safe. The no energy, no motivation, no care, it's not laziness, it's just there's nothing in you to do anything. The fact that it is a genuine challenge most days to brush your teeth, shower, brush your hair, act. Because you wonder what's the point anymore since your life isn't worth living anyways. The inability to complete tasks or meet deadlines no matter how important they are or how much it's a task you normally enjoy doing. It's strange and I don't know if people talk about it as much, but at least for me it's not necessarily laying around in bed all day, it's more like just not paying my bills on time even though I have the money because I don't want to turn on my laptop, or get up and find my login info to pay something. I know I'll get late fees and fall behind and I literally have the money and still just don't do it. Or, starting a task and essentially sitting staring at it for hours until you eventually abandon it totally even though you wanted to do it and really didn't require anything of you. When I feel like this, it will take me 3 days to finish a piece of jewelry that would normally take an hour, or not packing up my Etsy orders for a week even though it takes literal minutes. It's like a hugely weird blend of inability to focus and total apathy and disregard of consequences. Edit, thank you for the awards, fellow Redditors. I'm both very glad I was able to describe this feeling for us all, and yet very sorry so many of you can relate. Don't give up. Overgenerosity. Being generous is good, but if someone is needlessly sacrificing time, money, effort, etc. towards something they don't need to, then that can be very similar to a suicidal person giving away their possessions. Hygiene problems. When I'm in a severe state of depression, I can go a week without brushing my teeth. I know it's disgusting and unhealthy, but also I just can't bring myself to care when all I want is to die. Absolute self-hatred. And the belief that you are a burden to anyone around you. Absolutely no interest in anything, not even your family or children, who I do love more than life itself. Telling your children to leave your room when all they want to do is talk to you. Not answering phone calls from friends or family members. Not having the will or energy to get out of bed, let alone step out of your home. Having been through all of this after my mom died, I can say, it gets better with time. I went through intensive therapy and my therapist was a no-nonsense type of guy. He didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. I fought him, argued constantly until I finally began to get it. It took me a couple of years to get there. My depression still manifests itself at times, but my therapist taught me tools to be able to work through it. Social isolation or complete withdrawal. Anger/irritability. Memory loss. I can't remember even what day it is when it hits. I mix up events and can sometimes have trouble remembering words. The cognitive function really gets bad. I am bipolar, but in my depressive states I wake up in the morning and my first thought is I just want the day to be over so I can go to bed again. Physical pain. Depression can cause you to hurt more than just emotionally. Suicide doesn't seem scary. Killing yourself isn't like I'm so sad I hate this I want life to end. It's more like life doesn't really have meaning, I'm too lazy to go through this, dying would just make life exciting and easier. The inability to shed a tear. Being able to cry, even if it's the saddest you have ever been in your life, is always a fantastic sign. It means that you have not yet fallen so deep into depression that you are physically unable to express the sadness you are experiencing. If you are unable to cry, that is a sure sign that your depression is serious. Expertise, 4-year psychology degree / countless years of participating in mental health therapy. Edit, remember, we are all unique individuals who uniquely process our emotions differently. Some cry to express sadness, while others may isolate themselves somehow. Those are just two of many different examples on how humans respond to depression. Edit number 2, rephrased third sentence. Edit number 3, I realized I did not clearly state that I have only been the client in mental health settings. I am in no way a licensed clinical therapist. Although that is my absolute inspiration in life to achieve. The anxiety that goes with it. Anhedonia, when one doesn't find joy or comfort in anything. Not in hobbies, or work, shows, movies, music, talking to friends, not even in alone time. You're just existing. Makes me feel like a plankton floating in the sea. Either no appetite or an increased appetite. The issue I find with talking about depression, especially on big social media platforms like Reddit, is that people often confuse being down with being depressed. Being down is when someone breaks up with you or your dog dies. You will eventually get over it. This is not depression. Waking up on a Wednesday morning and for no logical reason feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, your energy gone, motivation gone, etc. A feeling that can last a day, a week, a month. Yeah, that's depression. Depression is like the weather. It cannot be controlled and you have good and bad days. So when Redditors post stuff like, feeling depressed, bake a cookie and you'll feel fine. Nope, wrong. That might work if you're feeling down, but depression cannot be quick fixed. I feel like we really need to distinguish between the two, because when someone with depression reads all the quick fixes and none of them work, it just makes them feel bad. Overcompensating in everything. Essentially making sure everyone else thinks you're fine even if you feel nothing. Me reading these comments and relating with them. When people who are generally very talkative about their mental health struggling stop talking about it at all. Masturbating just to feel something. Not washing or changing clothes for so long you can smell your own crotch and pits. Pushing people away when you need them the most. Physical pain. If you're miserable enough, Your nervous system can freak out and make it feel like your bones are trying to leave through your skin. Fun. I can be a bit all over the place. I'll feel great one minute, but it'll wear me out and I'll disappear inside myself the next. It happens in almost instantly. Feeling like life is repetitive and just the same thing every day. Never wanting to play with your cat, just tossing it a piece of string like that will keep it occupied. Sleeping all day, not eating enough. Talking to yourself a lot.